for the ride home in ENC.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
This is your 5 o'clock drive with Patrick Johnson.
Holy mackerel!
More news, more interviews, more ECU stories than you can shake a stick at. Hey, stop shaking that stick. This is the Patrick Johnson Show.
Pirates win! Pirates win!
On 94.3 The Game.
All right, never a doubt. Welcome in, everybody. We're on the edge of Big Rock Week. I got the Big Rock hat on. Whoa. And welcome to the Patrick Johnson Show. It's a Get You to the Weekend edition on this Friday afternoon. Great to have you along. Dead in the water. That's a good way to describe the Canes, really, for 2.5 periods. And then over a 5-minute span, they scored all of these goals, 3 of them to go ahead 3-2. And just when you thought that things were looking rosy, the Golden Knights get the equalizer to send it into overtime. And then, as I'm sure you've seen or heard from the Hurricanes radio network, it sounded like this. And if we have the video, the booth cam, it'll look like this with our guy, Mark Maniscalco, on the call.
Diagonal for Aho. We'll go back and forth with it. Aho along the right wing boards. Back up top, it's Gostisbehere. Send it across. Game over! Seth Jarvis wins it in overtime!
So, Maniscalco, who's a healthy lad, with the body bump for Trip Tracy, who's a diminutive fellow. And he went flying like a kid. You ever see those videos where somebody's on one of those inflatable things and somebody or a heavy thing giant shoots them off? And that's what it looked like.
Yeah, that's what it did.
That's what it resembled. That's what it resembled.
Tracy, Carolina, 2 minutes roughing.
You know who I would like to be? I would like to be Maniscalco's dry cleaner, because he, like Bill Harrion, the old ECU basketball coach, it looks like that he perspires through his suit. The tie's always undone. You know.
Yeah.
And I know I've bought suits from where Maniscalco buys his suits. They ain't cheap. So,
hey, man, when you're doing TV and radio.
Well, I don't have as many suits as Maniscalco has, because I'm not doing 100 games a year or whatever it is. But those are not cheap suits.
No. Is he
so you gotta
close
make sure
to
they're
100
laundered,
yet?
and he's probably got a lot of them. I think it's 95, 96 games.
So let's see, 82 plus 8 from the first rounds. That's 90, 95, 2 so far this round. So he's at 97. He will, one way or another, he's getting to 100 at least.
And then preseason.
That's true. Was it 6 in hockey? So, yeah, he's already at 101. So. Or he's already at 103.
Yeah, pretty exciting. Mr. Math there, Philip Pilkington. That's all he talks about is how great his math is, and you shorted him too.
I know.
Shorted him too. Come on, man. I assume during the regular season, if they're doing radio only, he wears a suit. I would assume. The
NHL is pretty strict on that. Even like press row having suits, I think so. They're strict. NFL strict. So I bet he is.
Are you telling me that people that are there covering this are in suits?
That's what Kaplan told me.
Newspaper? Really?
Yeah.
Speaking
at least for the NFL.
TV,
I could be wrong about NHL, but definitely for NFL.
Really? Well, anyway, I find that hard to believe. I will happily tell you we're going to have not Kaplan, but another local TV guy on today who was on the air when the game-winning goal was notched last night. Dugan Lloyd from Channel 7 will be with us from WITN. So Dugan in a few minutes here on the Patrick Johnson Show.
And we won't have to hear him talk about the Cowboys because it's June. He will talk about hockey, maybe some ECU baseball. We won't have to hear about his stupid Cowboys. I'm so happy.
You might talk about him. All right, here is, because I can't help but talk about him, Pilk. You're going to put him in the 4 o'clock window all the time. Here is the top 5 at 5 going into the weekend.
This may very well be our last mission. Let's make it count.
This is the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
It's impossible.
Now some stories you may have heard.
You ready?
Or catch it for the first time. This is your 5 at 5 with the P-Man.
Number one, it seems like every day we're talking to you about Pirate players in the portal. We're going to change it today, do it the other way, and it was announced earlier that a handful of players, including most notably Grady Linehan and Braden Burris, have announced that they will return to the Pirates for the 2027 baseball season.
Okay. I asked Mike Mullis maybe off the air a while back when we were talking about the season winding down. Who do you think might get in the portal? Who do you think may stay? These are conversations that I've had. I have those same conversations with basketball with the great Cy Seymour. People who have their finger on the pulse of what's going on, that talk to the players, that talk to sources behind the scenes that I don't have access to. And he said if Braden Burris leaves, it would be blasphemy. He'd never be able to show his face in Greene County again. So that's not surprising. Linehan, he felt like would return, and I'm not surprised based on that he's returning. I am surprised based on the fact that he obviously is a freshman who I'm sure has plenty of overtures, but he apparently is happy where he is, and that's a good thing for the Pirates. But is that where we are now? We're announcing who's coming back?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's one of those things. I don't like it. However, I would rather know than be sitting here going, oh, damn, I hope Braden and Grady are back next year, especially those two.
But is this now for we celebrate announcements for things that seem like that they warrant a celebration? I mean, everybody puts the flowery IG post or X post up, when they're going to go to do whatever in what's it called? I
don't know what flowery IG post. When they're in the portal? Oh, when they're in the portal, yeah.
Yeah. I love it when people are bothering me that I worked all day for, and I'm trying to do my show, and they're bothering me with nonsense because they're not organized.
Yeah.
And I've told them, these hours, I'm on the air.
We also work with somebody else like that does that sometimes to me, but more via text during your show, more maybe live during Steven's show.
This is a whole other...
Yeah, I'm just saying. My point is it happens to me too.
Company.
But, yeah, as to
politics.
As to announcing...
Sometimes like to text me while I'm on TV. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, Patrick, you're talking about announcing something that shouldn't just in celebrating something and coming out, just something that should be a hey, by the way thing. I mean, think about the whole month of June. Think about it. Just saying. Everything's got to be thrown in your face.
Look at Pilk not sticking to sports. I think that wow, Pilk. I think that but it's indicative of the athlete today. So while it is noble that these guys are staying and staying for the right reasons, and that's great, and that's cool, and that's wonderful, actually. And maybe they didn't put a release. I don't know. Maybe these guys didn't do that. I might be speaking out of turn here. But then, I also find it a little disingenuous. Hey, I'm leaving. Now, if you're someone who is at a place for 3-4 years, you've graduated and you're doing a grad transfer, or you're an all-time great that's going to, hey, I've been somewhere 3 or 4 years and we've been to the Final Four, or we've been to the college football playoff, and I am going to come back for another year, but I've decided okay, I get that. I think it's more of a case by case, but to just celebrate the fact that you're either staying or going. See, it used to be the celebration, or it used to be the announcement, I'm committing there. And now everybody gets a signing day, no matter what level you go to, which is fine, I guess. I mean, you put in the work. Just we seem to be celebrating pedestrian things. And then we don't really get fired up about winning or losing.
Hey, man, We do, but this comes
the
back to when the
athlete team-
hippies started doing peace and love and giving everybody participation trophies. The hippies invented participation trophies. Yes, they did. Boomers are not the greatest generation, no matter what people say. They didn't volunteer to storm They did not volunteer to storm the beaches of Normandy and lie about their age, saying they were 18 when they were really 15.
The boomers have left this country in a real wreck, and continue to wreck.
Yep.
All right, we've made a lot of political statements here in this particular one. Should we move on? Yes.
Yes.
Number 2.
Number 2, Canes went 4-3 in OT. Thank you. Last night after the game, Seth Jarvis, who scored the game winner, said scoring that one was a huge weight off his shoulders as he has struggled to find the back of the net of late.
It's huge. To be able to contribute to a win and help the team out like that's nice. Get the power play going even more after Jordo, follow his lead, and just keep this wave rolling now.
Also, one of the things that happened during the game, nothing ECU fans aren't accustomed to. Little tarps off happened in the third period. Here's Seth Jarvis on that.
That's the best thing about them. They're crazy. It's an amazing atmosphere to play in, and to have people like that. It's not warm in there, so to take your tarps off and kind of get the crowd going and get the energy going. That's kind of what kickstarted our whole little press there in the third.
The Canes had trailed 2-0 earlier in the game. Captain Jordan Stahl talked about the team hanging in there, staying mentally tough.
The building got going. Obviously, we just needed a spark, and Stanky did a great job, obviously, getting us going. Building is a tough building to play in when it gets going like that. And the boys started to feel pretty good about themselves and got going. But just proud of the group for just staying with it, and being patient and finding a way.
And lastly, hearing from John.
Wait, hang on. We'll get to that in a second because I want to. I mean, obviously the building's loud and there was great energy, and credit to the people sticking around because it was not looking good for 2.5 periods at all. But I don't feel particularly cynical today. I don't know why I'm having all these cynical takes, Pilk. But is tarps off a thing now? Is this what we're going to be subjected to? Is this the Seven Nation Army chant that we got from student sections for the better part of a decade? Is it now tarps off?
I guess so.
Thing now we're going to be subjected to where it's going to be a little played out. I mean, I guess. I mean, it's fine. It makes no never mind to me. Again, I'm not really in a chippy mood necessarily. I'm sort of wondering this out loud in a very laid back way, I suppose. There's no doubt that during that run to go up 3-2, the partisans in Raleigh had a lot to do with it. Now, the other part that I guess I have to acknowledge and kind of wonder about and think about here is how gutsy was it for Stone to score the game tying goal? Vegas is amazing. It's a really good team.
Yeah.
But I think now we have a series because it was not looking like. Funny how this goes. I mean, either team could have won either game.
Yeah,
I mean, we could be at 1-1, but a different look here very easily.
We could, and after the second period, which is really the only bad period I think the Canes played all night, despite trailing after one. It felt like the wind had been taken a little bit out of the sails, not just because they weren't the better team in that period, but just because the scoring chances had gone down. And
sure,
gosh, yeah, I was a little worried going into the third and really midway through the third.
And then there was the goal that was not a goal, or the goal that was not a goal that was a goal.
It was not a goal. And here's why John Tortoletto challenged.
I saw a loose puck in front of Freddie. Our player stabbed it, didn't move the goalie, and it goes through him and to the other side. I challenge it 10 out of 10 times.
I have no problem with him challenging it. He should challenge it. He'd be crazy not to challenge it.
I think it was a dumb challenge. The puck was under Freddie. It was frozen. The officials couldn't see it. They blew it dead.
Well,
You're not winning that. You're not winning it.
Yeah, the whistle blew. But I understand the reasoning for the challenge, and maybe at the time it was the best info that he had. Maybe.
With the new rules, though, with the minor, though, that you take for doing it, that's the problem. If it was the old school days where you don't take the delay of game minor, I can get behind it.
Okay.
Risk was not worth the reward to go on the PK.
Then you have to wonder what he was thinking. What information did he have that made him believe that that was the case? Because all you see from Vegas and Carolina Hayda social media is the screenshot of the puck past the line in the goal.
It was about 5 seconds after the whistle blew.
Right, yeah. I mean, there's no context, but you see what I'm getting at. So you're hoping for a split now, right, Pilk? You go to Vegas, get a split?
Yeah, you're in a good
That's really
spot.
what you can hope for at this point. You're in a great spot.
Then you're playing a super regional.
Well, that's true. Next.
3.
That's Saturday night, by the way, right? Saturday night.
Saturday night in Vegas. No PJ show leading in from Vegas, unfortunately.
Yes,
we did not get that worked out.
No show in Vegas this weekend, unfortunately, yes.
Okay, our friend Amanda Kristovich from Front Office Sports tweeted earlier this morning that the Senate Commerce Committee will not vote on the Protect Sports Act next week.
Not surprising. She also tweeted out that I guess the presidents or the commissioners of the SEC, and they think they're the president of the United States, it would seem. The commissioners of the SEC and the Big Ten both have respectively, again, voiced their displeasure, but feel like that there's some movement with Ted Cruz when meeting with him yesterday. So this is created, and this is something that, too, Amanda has acknowledged some strange bedfellows, because it is seemingly a bipartisan issue, both for and against. And the against part includes Mike Johnson, who is the Speaker of the House from Louisiana, most powerful person in the U.S. House, is Representative House Speaker Johnson. He's against it. Now, he's in a SEC state, one of the big boys, power brokers in the SEC, those maniacs at LSU. And he's a loyal Trump guy, and President Trump has indicated he would get behind this. Chris Combs is a Democrat senator from Connecticut. He said, what does Connecticut have to do? Well, let's not forget, probably over the last 27 years, the most successful basketball program, as much as it pains me to say this, is from the state of Connecticut, both in men and women. So obviously he has some interest in this and how this shakes out, because UConn is nowhere near a Power 4. They're not even anywhere near a G5 or G6 or whatever it's going to be because of their football situation. Now in basketball, they're in the Big East. I don't subscribe to this. The Big East is this fifth-grade conference. It's a very good conference because UConn's in it and St. John's is in it, but it's not this great conference, I don't think. Good teams. But I kind of look at this Pilk, and where's it going to fall out to? And I've said all along, and this with them not voting on it next week, nothing's going to get done. This is going to be lip service. The string is going to get played out. They're going to have a break around July 4th. There's going to be the entire month of August off, and then it's in get reelected mode.
Yeah,
and so nothing is going to get done.
Yeah, I mean, whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, you got to try and win in November, and that's what your goal is going to be. And, half of them or whatever will become lame ducks until January, and then they restart their session, after everybody gets, sworn in. So this is going to be next summer.
They're going to restart it potentially with new people in power.
Exactly.
And people who may not care about this, even though this does seem to be a bipartisan. But, I mean, this seems like an issue that, again, has support from both sides of the aisle.
Yeah, as it should. I mean, I don't think this is really
seems like something
politically
that could get
crazy
done.
thing.
Right. Or that could get done. And they get nothing done. So they're not going to get anything done on this. Unfortunately. We need to, I'm going to reach out to Kristovich. We need to get her on next week. I think getting her on early next week would be the right call.
4.
All right, number 4. Pair of interesting stories out of the tennis world. Serena Williams has announced she will come out of retirement. She's going to play a pair of doubles events. First, it'll be next week in London at the HSBC Championships. Her partner will be Canadian teenage phenom Victoria Mboku, and she will also play in Berlin in doubles. However, it is not announced who her opponent is. And a really fun story out of the women's side of the French Open, qualifying 24-year-old Maja Konovsky was playing in the tournament, and you do not get paid until you are out. She is a qualifier and did not have enough money to continue to pay for her hotel through the end of the tournament. She obviously did not think she'd be playing in the finals in Roland Garros, so a Polish company, she is a Polish player, had to step in and pay for the rest of her hotel. And my page refreshed, so I'm trying to find the name of the company here. It is Oshi, and they are a supporter of Iga Swiatek, a fellow Polish female player. Swiatek is out of the tournament, and she will get $1.7 million if she loses on Saturday, and if she wins, it'll be upwards of $3.6 million. So plenty of money to pay him back, but just due to the paying for her trainers and her team and everything to stay was running out of money there in Paris.
Well, that's part of the deal when it comes to certain sports. And that tennis is one of them, golf's one of them. I mean, you're your own brand, you're your own industry, you're your own LLC. That's a great story. Glad somebody stepped up. Credit to whoever orchestrated that deal. I assume her management had something to do with that. The Williams thing is interesting because didn't the sister come back?
Yeah, Venus has been.
Year or so?
Yeah, Venus has been. She took 2.5 years off, played in some majors. Yeah.
Are you surprised they're not teaming together?
Venus hasn't played in a while since her kind of comeback, so maybe that's it. But also, you only get 16 in the draw in these doubles events. Sometimes I wonder if they'd have been able to qualify. Maybe her playing with Mboku's the big thing. Mboku's 10 in the world. So maybe once she's more established again, they could play together.
Because here's what's great about the idea of Serena. She's got the young player to do all the work. Whether she's able to play at a high level or not, that's a pretty veteran move there because you're still 40-something.
Yeah, and Mboku's 19.
Right.
And playing the best tennis of her career.
And you can mentor the young player, too. I'm sure, look, I'm sure this 19-year-old's thrilled because you get to get under the learning tree of the GOAT.
Yep.
Not a bad deal.
Nope.
Not a bad deal at all. What number are we on? 18, 19? Where are we?
Quick number 5. All right, number 5. Aaron Judge has a stress fracture in his lowest right rib and is out indefinitely. That includes tonight against my Boston Red Sox, baby.
Don't music me out. You're not going to play me off. Bring it down. I got something else that I got to bring up during this segment. Big loss for the Yankees, obviously. Big loss for baseball. If there's somebody who's the star of the sport now, Pilk, who is it?
Judge or Shohei.
And so this would be like Shohei getting hurt. ECU Hoops hired Tyler Johnson. Tyler Johnson, former NBA guard, by the way.
Oh, nice.
8 years with the Heat, Suns, Nets, Sixers, and Spurs. Was at Fresno State. Mike Schwartz knows him from there. So congratulations and welcome aboard, Coach Johnson. We'll talk to Coach Schwartz in the coming, if not next week, the following week. The guys are in, and they're going to have some workout practices and that kind of thing. Now you can music me out, Bill. All right. Oh, a whole new tune. All right, when we come back, Dugan Lloyd, our friend from WITN Sports. We got a picture of Dugan Lloyd to put up for the vast video audience, Bill. There he is. Look at that. Got some kind of Emmy or something behind him there, and he's got a nice shirt on. And he's sitting here thinking, when will the old man shut up? We're going to break, and when we come back, Dugan Lloyd.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers, better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt and Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro-adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt & Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Healthwise Pharmacy rounds the bases with all of your infusion, retail, compounding, and medical equipment needs. Locally owned and operated by pharmacist Marcy Parker, Healthwise has grown to be your most trusted provider for infusion services. Currently providing in-home or on-site infusions in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Visit Healthwise Pharmacy at 615B South Memorial Drive or call 252-295-0059 to speak to a patient service representative to find the option that best suits your needs.
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation from a real person? Right. That's what's so nice about Phelps Chevrolet. After more than 50 years serving our community, Phelps remains family-owned and operated. Mike, Daryl, Wave, West, Alan, and Clay deliver hometown service and integrity, same as always. They share your experience, they share your values, and they are ready to help with any motoring need. Come get you one.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human, about creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
Make every day electric on the Kawasaki Electro 20 electric balance bike. Maximize the fun with long run times, impressive top speed, and Kawasaki build quality. Easy adjustability and smooth handling make everyday riding more enjoyable. And the standard MTB type tires provide off-pavement capability. The Kawasaki Electro 20 is the electric balance bike that's built to rip. Go to Ron Ayers Motorsports, Memorial Drive north of the airport, Greenville.
Listen up. Who's talking now? The Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
All right. Welcome back. Patrick Johnson Show. Let me see if I can find this here, Phil. Try to get it to you. Ned Jarrett, by the way. Pilk, NASCAR Hall of Famer. Ned Jarrett has
I did see that. That will make my mom sad. When she moved out to Colorado and was feeling homesick, the one thing that made her feel good was tuning on into a NASCAR race and hearing Ned Jarrett's Southern accent. So I'm sure she's disappointed.
He had a Southern accent. I'm trying to see if we had... there's one of Dugan there. He said he's going to be live for the arena. I thought I said... Did I not send the thing about Dugan where he was on the air? Okay, well. It's a well-orchestrated, well-oiled machine. Dugan Lloyd is with us here. He is with WITN 7. They have millions of producers over there that do millions of things. We're just a humble little radio clubhouse, so we don't have all of that. Dugan Lloyd with us here. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, Patrick. Obviously, I caught some of that last segment talking about the Canes game, an exciting one to come off, and still trying to catch up from that, but a series in the NHL.
You were going on the air live when the goal was scored, right? So take me through that whole thing when the Jarvis goal came. Yeah,
so I guess the behind the scenes there would be, we'd probably change the show a handful of times within those 15 minutes because you have them tie the game, then take the lead, then lose the lead, then overtime, then the game winner. So at least from our vantage point, we were going in planning on it being tied, meaning we can't show highlights for copyright reasons while ESPN has a broadcast of an ongoing game. So when that's happening, we're saying, all right, I'll just be on camera. And then right in the break going into sports, Seth Jarvis, game winner, the place goes nuts. I can't hear anything. And we changed the whole thing around. But it was, I was trying to think of on my way back last night, trying to think of just like the loudest moments of my life, and I don't think I've been anywhere close to that. They put that decibel thing up on the screen, and I even had where I was sitting, one of the newspaper reporters sitting right next to me, she was doing a story on the noise, and she had the app out on her phone, which I didn't know you could get, and the scoreboard wasn't lying. It was triple digits for most of the way, but nothing quite like the game winner.
I mean, your bosses aren't going to like to hear this, but there's a little that's a little clip for the tape. For just to when you decide to move on, there's a great clip to put on the tape, which will be seconds after the game-winning goal. That's a pretty cool moment. I'm sure one you'll always remember. So, good for you on that. What was the building like though in it after 2.5 periods as we got out of the 10-minute mark? What was the vibe in the arena?
Well, I caught you guys talking about the tarps off, right? Obviously, that kind of became a thing after the game, especially with that question they asked to Seth and his acknowledgement of it. I think the best way I can sum it up is the first one, they did tarps off. They cut to a couple different groups around the arena. This is when it's still 2-0, third period, crowd that is not in a great mood, you could say, and they don't take their tarps off. I don't know the exact. I wish I wrote down the minute mark this happened because I was watching and I was like, I hadn't seen this before. You would think if you're on the scoreboard, you'd go crazy. That wasn't happening. It looked like a crowd that was expecting to. There was still a lot of noise. I don't want to say there was give up, but it went from that to 5 minutes later, the Stankoven goal, and the place is going nuts. They run the same promotion, and I've never seen anything like that scoreboard shot. It was one of the most entertaining, best moments, I think, in this entire playoffs. And the crowd, not to say they weren't loud the entire way, because they were. It is obviously, right. They asked players after last season, it is the toughest place to play. The players said, the loudest place to play. But I just thought that was kind of a funny snapshot to see a fan that is completely dejected and still in it, but maybe doesn't see the light as much as, okay, we got a 1-goal game. Here we go. Let's get the team back in it. And they go on that flurry with those 3 goals in the third to take the lead and then eventually go win it in the extra period.
We're talking to Dugan Lloyd, our friend from WITN Sports. He was with us last when the Super Bowl was on. He was there last night live as the goal was being scored on WITN Sports. So the series shifts out to Las Vegas now. You got a pretty good look in person at Vegas and just their size and speed and all of that. And the Canes, look, as we just said, it could go. I mean, this could very easily be 2-0 one way. It could very easily be 1-1 with the teams reversing who won. How do you see things as it goes out to Las Vegas?
The other interesting thing, too, it could be 2-0 the other way. The Canes right in that game. I remember Rod was saying after game 1, right? He was saying, we had a great look there, too. If that one hits net, we're up in the series. It's been 2 teams that, for the first time, obviously, all postseason, feels like Carolina definitely has a match. Vegas, a very strong team. And a team that we haven't seen anyone put up that level of fight throughout the Eastern Conference. When it does come to Vegas, I think you nailed it. You got to at least split there to get home ice back, because even with the split here in Carolina, Vegas still controls it. They win their home games. They win the series. That's all she wrote. So I think that split's big. They're going to get a little bit more rest, obviously, after game 3, that extra day there. So I think that'll be important. But at the same time, I think one of the bigger plays earlier in the game that I didn't even really remember until this morning, but was the puck right off the face that cut under the visor. If you know that shot, that makes Vegas play with one less defender the entire game. So those little plays, obviously that's hockey. It's not a game that's going to be 102 to 95. It's going to be a couple little plays that go one way or the other. But it seems like there hasn't been a team to this level for Carolina's opponents. And I think Vegas probably thinks they should be up 2-0 right now. So just to be 1-1, I think at least, even if you don't have a dog in the fight, it is one of the more entertaining series for a final for a Stanley Cup.
It has been great. We'll see what happens with the NBA Finals tonight, Game 2. It was New York's comeback was entertaining, certainly, to come back down 10 in the fourth. Yeah, but I mean, you could make an argument right now that the NHL. I mean, this is compelling television. This is good stuff. I mean, you should want to tune in and kind of follow what's going on. I know it's a whole other network, but I mean, as a sports fan, this is good stuff, is it not? That what we're seeing so far this should bring more people aboard, more people, because the games have been great. It's not like these are 1-0 grinders or kind of 2-1 boring. I mean, this is the games have been high drama and lots of goals, which I think people like scoring, no matter the sport.
They definitely do, and it's not even. It hasn't even just been goal, goal, goal. It's been a game of runs too, right? Which is, I think, something in basketball can be exciting when a team goes on a 12-0 run and totally takes the life out of a building. In hockey, the same thing. Well, the opposite effect when you're at home. Carolina with those 3 goals, the place was going absolutely nuts. But then you take that same situation, say they did that in Vegas. The building is going to be silent. After that goal to send it to overtime, the building just goes dead for a second because they thought they had this thing wrapped up. Not quite yet, but it was on the 1-yard line. And all of a sudden, you've got another intermission, I guess you could say. And then you got to go out, and that next goal is going to determine if you're 2-0, if you're 1-1. So I think just the swings have also been. Game 1, the same thing, right? It was all Canes off the bat, Ehlers with those 2 goals. And then Vegas goes on that big run in the second. And it's a bit more even in the third, but the Golden Knights are able to take it there. So I think the back and forth has also been just as compelling.
No, it's been good stuff. Dugan Lloyd with us here from WITN 7. Okay. Next week you move on to this event here, I presume the Big Rock. You're probably going to be at that, I would guess. You're going to have and then the news people hoard in on your stuff there. So that's also the other part of that, But at least it seems seemingly, you have a little help there, presumably, next week. So you've got that. You've got this. So, I mean, it's a good week for this to be going on with ECU eliminated, the state championship stuff wrapping up. This has been a nice thing to kind of cover that has, I think people are interested, particularly in this part of the state. I don't know if they are in Charlotte. That's one of the big debates in sports talk radio, particularly in the Triangle. But I do think that people here in the East are pretty interested in the Canes because a lot of people have been to games. It's a pretty quick trip. Where do they park you all? Has that been okay? I mean, are you able to get your work done pretty easily before? Because I mean, it's a big environment around there before the game now.
The parking's honestly great. I have no complaints when it comes to the parking. They put you right, basically, kind of like by the loading dock, which is where players are going to come in. The buses and you can park right there. Obviously, it depends when you get there. Like I was there, maybe a little before 5 yesterday because I was going on around 6:20, and it was still packed. Like I was still in the back row with so many different stations. And usually during the playoffs, they'll put you. There's this media A and B. But now they have a whole another section with all the national people that are here. So it's packed up there, but it's a fun time. And there's some good brownies last night, so I really couldn't complain.
Dugan Lloyd, now his dad is David Lloyd, who's been on Sports Center for many, many moons. We covered this last time. But I would presume you probably know people that work with ABC and ESPN. Do you have time to go talk to these people last night, or do you go wave to Sean McDonough? I mean, how does that work for you, or are you just too busy?
Personally, I don't have any connections with anyone that was at the building last night. I'm sure my dad does. Like they talk, and everyone goes on each other's show and whatnot after the game. If it's a late night Sports Center, that's where a lot of the people are going to be talking to. Personally, I haven't met too many. The one that I found out after one of the games, because ESPN has its section, or TNT, whoever has the game, and then there's the rest of the media. That's kind of its own deal because they're not the rights holders. They're not the one actually producing the game live.
Yeah.
So there's not a ton of bumping into, I guess you could say. A lot of it is kind of similar areas, but like there's one side, then there's another. I did find out after the fact, though. I asked my dad because I was like, oh, John Buccigross. After the game, I was like, I didn't realize he was there in building like probably 50 feet over from me. My dad told me when I don't know what level it would have been, but he came to one of my youth football games, which I didn't know. Canton Warriors weren't great back then, so we might have watched a 35-0 beatdown, but there wasn't a game too, so it probably wasn't blowout.
Okay, there you go. Well, that's awesome.
But I didn't
That's a fun story.
So, yeah.
Well, maybe if you go back for Game 5, which there's going to be, you can, seek him out and go selfie with
maybe I wear my old jersey, the old 28 Warriors.
Yes, right.
Remember
I think
me?
that's the way to get. Yeah, it probably still fits you because you're young and fit. So there you go. So are you on tonight? Are you on TV tonight? Okay.
Yes.
6 and 11.
As you said, Hurricanes kind of dominate this week. Big Rock, we have that to go back and forth with next week. So you got Carolina in the Super Regionals, but a lot of our show is a look back. 'Cause there's so much sound that comes out of that stuff, and you can only run so much in the show. Like when I was putting together the morning sportscasts, I mean, this happens every show. There's always stuff. I'm like, man, I want to run that bite and that bite, and it's like my least favorite thing to do is say, we're not going to run this. But in the 3 minutes, sometimes 4, sometimes 2, depending on the night, we'll have some extra stuff we can use today that maybe we couldn't use for the morning show.
Cool. All right. So you'll be on all the news this afternoon and this evening and tonight. Do you have to work this weekend? Are you off this weekend or what happens?
I'll be
Give
in
us the
Saturday.
schedule.
Sunday I won't be in, and then Big Rock starts the next week. But Saturday, obviously, I won't be boots on ground in Vegas, but we'll be covering the game and ready to roll for Saturday evening and night.
And just to irritate Pilk, do you have anything to say about your Dallas Cowboys?
Dallas Cowboys. This is kind of my favorite time of the year where I don't really have to worry about them or let them impact my mood too much. So I'm kind of on Cowboys vacation at this point. I like our draft. I was very happy that Downs fell. I know this is a little outdated at this point, but in a draft that maybe wasn't as top-heavy as some other years, to get a guy that a lot of the guys that get paid to talk about crunching film and whatnot think is the best chance to be a Hall of Famer, I'll take that, especially on a defense which I wanted to turn off for most of the year. So we'll use any help in the secondary and then later rounds helping out the D-line and whatnot. So if we can at least be a mediocre defense, I feel okay.
Bill, how do you feel about Dugan getting a chance to talk about the Cowboys and just basically saying I'm on vacation from them?
Hey, man, that's because he's not one of those normal, obnoxious Cowboys fans.
Depends on the game, Phil. Depends on the game.
Okay. All right. He'll be plenty obnoxious come August. Great to see you, Dugan, and I hope we'll get a chance to get you back on soon. And congrats on the great live hit and the timing of it. Good stuff.
I appreciate it. I think it was more just the timing of it. The crowd did more work than I did, but thank you.
Well, sometimes you got to let the pictures tell the story. All right, take care, buddy. Good to see you again.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Awesome to have Dugan Lloyd, Channel 7. You can see him tonight at 6 and 11 on their sports. When we come back, what are we doing next, Bill? How much time do we have in this show?
We've got about 15 minutes. Not of content left in the show till we get out, so 9 minutes of content.
Hold My Beer Day or no?
I think it's a Hold My Beer Day.
All right, Hold My Beer next. A Friday fun staple.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human. About creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you Farm to Fork Beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to Fork Beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
Daughtridge Gas and Oil has been your dependable propane supplier for 95 years. Their trained technicians can service and properly install all your propane and natural gas appliances. Plus, Daughtridge Gas and Oil is your backyard expert with fire pits, grills, smokers, and more, including quality outdoor furniture at their Greenville patio and hearth shop at 1901 Charles Boulevard. Go by and see the knowledgeable staff at Daughtridge Gas and Oil for propane delivery or call 756-1345.
Healthwise Pharmacy rounds the bases with all of your infusion, retail, compounding, and medical equipment needs. Locally owned and operated by pharmacist Marcy Parker, Healthwise has grown to be your most trusted provider for infusion services. Currently providing in-home or on-site infusions in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Visit Healthwise Pharmacy at 615B South Memorial Drive or call 252-295-0059 to speak to a patient service representative to find the option that best suits your needs.
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation from a real person? Right. That's what's so nice about Phelps Chevrolet. After more than 50 years serving our community, Phelps remains family-owned and operated. Mike, Daryl, Wave, West, Alan, and Clay deliver hometown service and integrity, same as always. They share your experience, they share your values, and they are ready to help with any motoring need. Come get you one.
Need cash for a vacation? National Finance Company is here to help. For over 50 years, National Finance Company has been the small loan specialist with loans from $1,000 to $5,000 with low payments to meet your budget. We're in the business of getting you the cash you need today. Apply online for a loan at one of our convenient branch offices and get your money as fast as today. It's easy. Get the vacation cash you need. For extra cash, visit nfcmoney.com.
Do you have something you need to get off your chest? Get off your chest.
I am not here for rage. I'm here for revenge.
Did your favorite team blow another game?
They are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Or is there just something that's driving you crazy?
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
It's time to let it all out.
You have made me very angry. Very angry indeed.
With another edition of Hold My Beer.
Hold my beer.
All right. I'm going to say shows have gone, or shows go. Today has been one. That's all I'm going to say. That's not my Hold My Beer. So Ted Cruz spoke to Punch Bowl News. You got this, Pilk?
Yep.
There is a little bit of a differing of opinions when it comes to super conferences, which the SEC and Big Ten secretly want. And this is what Ted Cruz told the folks at Punch Bowl News as far as what he's trying to get done legislatively to basically prevent college sports from just getting totally out of control, which it already is. Getting further out of control is probably the best way to put it. Let's play that audio real quick.
What I told, when I sat down with Sankey and Pertini, I said, listen, you're not going to be able to form a super league. You're going to lose the litigation on that. They disagreed with me on that. I said, it's fine. And I got to tell you, I probably have 100 votes to stop you from forming a super league. Like, that's probably right. And so that's actually one of the things people like about this bill. And I said, but you can think about it this way. So one of the benefits to negotiating collectively is you can do schedule optimization. You can schedule blockbuster game after blockbuster game. That generates more eyeballs, more revenue. And I said, you want to think about it this way. We are giving you legal protections to form a super league. But the price is you can't leave everybody behind. Right? If you take the rest of college sports with you, if you preserve, and a lot of my focus also was not on the big, incredibly successful programs, but all the other ones. And the Division II schools, the Division III schools, keeping the institution that is college athletics, preserving that is why it's called the Protect College Sports Act, because if we don't act, much of that's going away.
I got Pilk. Make sure you pull that audio, and we'll use that on Talk of the Town, which I'll be hosting with Tom Lamprecht on Monday and Tuesday, because that is great audio there from Ted Cruz. Not leaving other people behind. You're going to be able to do the blockbuster things you want to do. So hold my beer. The hell with the SEC and Big Ten. And I agree with what the guy, was it the Iowa State AD who said this a couple weeks ago? Let them go. Let them go do their own thing. I mean, I really think a lot of the other P4 ADs and other college sports ADs, in a way, are just let them go. I mean, are you really going to want to watch Purdue and Missouri play a college football game in their hackneyed league? No.
It's crazy. You know, the chickens have come home to roost, PJ. In 98, 99, when the BCS got announced, and they told certain conferences they're better than everybody else in football.
Yeah.
This is what it's. We know there's conferences better than other people, but in basketball, nobody's trying to break off. You don't see the ACC crying.
Those two schools or those two conferences want everything to go. But I mean, look,
they do. But it's rooted in football.
It is rooted in football, and if this had been a football-only thing, it wouldn't be the insanity that we're dealing with now. But, and this is what I think a lot of talking heads fail to realize, the basketball, college basketball, while not the most important space, is still valuable availabilities and programming to these big conferences and to the networks even.
Yeah.
100%. And beyond the NCAA tournament, why do you think all these games are on now?
Yeah. Why did we have a huge announcement earlier today about who's playing who in the ACC SEC Challenge? Why? Because that's valuable TV space. There's a reason Florida's playing Duke, and Duke ain't playing Missouri, and Florida playing Boston College. There's a reason Florida's playing Duke.
How about Duke's non-conference schedule?
Oh, my goodness.
Basketball.
They could go 500 and have a successful non-conference schedule.
Yeah. All right, do you have a quick hold my beer?
Yeah, I do. Hold my beer, the worldwide leader becoming a joke. That tweet they had, we kind of hit on it earlier. No context, just shows the puck in the net. This was not called a goal. What idiot do you think they have running their Twitter page? I mean, you used to truthfully be the worldwide leader. Now they just don't care. They don't care to be good. Whoever that posted that is probably somebody who, ran the Twitter account for their college's softball team, and they probably, did a favor for the hiring manager. We'll put it at that.
Embrace the debate, Pilk. Embrace the debate. All right, great to have Dugan Lloyd with us. Big show next week, or big set of shows next week. We'll have great guests also. We'll have some Big Rock reports for you, as that week is always a lot of fun. Gets underway on Monday. The women's Kelly Wagner gets underway this weekend, but we'll have reports throughout the week next week for you. All right, have a great weekend. Be safe out there, and we'll see everybody on Monday.